Hello, welcome to Ehlanzeni College TVET Clinic. I'm Mrs. Kandabila, and today we are going to be looking at database. As we have already started with our database, and I've already explained that our database have 5 parts. We've already touched the first 3 parts, and today we are continuing with our next part, which is a form and a report. Previously, I have shown you how to do the structure, the table, and the query. Then today we are going to start doing our form. We will be following the instruction which is in the question paper. Since in our 2018 we don't have the form, I have come up with a question so that you can see how to do the form and how to work on the form in the database. As you know that in previous lesson we have did the structure, we also did the table and do all the necessary changes. We also did the query. Then today we are going to do the form and the report. Okay, here are the questions for the report. Open table 2 and do the following in the report. Let me read the instruction. Use table 2 and default settings to create the form named members and your ID number. Okay, when you are creating the form, you go to create form wizard. Then in form wizard you are going to have this screen. Then you have to select your field here. Okay, we have these arrows. This one, because it's 1, you are only allowed to take 1 field at a time. Then this one, because it's 2, it takes all the fields same time. Remember, when you are doing the form, you are going to be given the instruction which field you must use. If the instructor says you must use all the fields, make sure that you select with this arrow. Then if you want to send it back where it was, you just select with this arrow. Then this one, it takes 1 by 1. I hope you are understanding. Then the fields that we are going to use, it's surname and initial. I point and select. The next one, it's address. The next one, town and fees. Okay, now I have selected my fields that are required in the question paper. Then you are going to click next. Since the instruction says we must use the default settings, here we don't change anything, meaning our form will be in the column format. You click next. Then we have, if you can check now, our next it's not active. There is a question here. It says, what title do you want for your form? Then, as you can recall, the instruction, it says we must name our form as what? As members with our examination number. We are going to remove the word table 2 and put what? Members. Members with our examination number. Then here you must select the modify the form design, because if you select this one, it will take you to the print preview. Then I select modify the form. Then I click finish. Here is our form now. It's in the modify mode. Okay. Now, the next instruction says, insert the image named members from the student file folder. and it must appear on the right hand side of the form. Okay, when you want to insert the image, you go to here, it says insert image. You just click, you browse. We are browsing our student file folder, which is in our desktop. You check your desktop. Here is my student file folder. I open it. Then the instruction says I must put which picture? Members. Is this one? You can double click or you can click and click OK. Then now I have to draw the picture. Since my cursor is not a pointing cursor, it's having a plus and an image icon. Then now I draw my image, which is this one on my right hand side of the title. Now I'm resizing my image. The next instruction says change the font type and color of the form header to Broadway size 18 in black. Here is my title. Once I have the orange border, it means I have selected my header. That's how you see whether you have selected or not. Now I'm enlarging my header. Then now my header is being selected. Why I'm saying this? It's because it's having the orange border. Then for me to change the font, I have to go to home. Then I type my font, which is what? Broadway. And size 18. Size 18. Like this. Do you understand? Good. Now it says insert a page break. Oh, by the way, I forgot to change the color of my header. It must be black. You go to this A for the theme, you select black. Like this. Thank you. Then now it says insert a page break in the detail section in order for each form to be printed on a separate page. For you to insert the page break, you go to design. Here is the page break. You select this page break, then you come here where there is a footer, you just click. That's how you insert the page break in the form. Let me repeat. You go to design, then you select, then you come and click here where the last entry ends. Then now you are having a what? A page break. Let me click here. As you can see these leading dots, it means I'm having a page break. Then I must just print preview my report so that you can see how it's been displayed. As you can see, you can play around here and see the next form that is following. Since we are having the page break, meaning my form is appearing each by each. I hope you have understand here. Then now we are moving forward. Our form is been saved. Students, make sure that always you have typed your examination number in all the printout. Okay, we are continuing to the report. Now I have to close my form. It asks me, do I want to update? Yes, I do want. Oh, by the way, before we continue, let me show you the notes of making the form. When you are making a form or when you are creating a form, you go to create, which our main menu, create form wizard. After form wizard, you will be selecting the table that you are going to use. Here we were using table 2. After you have selected table 2, you select the fields that you are given, which was our surname and initials, then it was surname and initials, address, town, and fees. This was the fields that we were selecting on the fields. Under here where it says select field, we were selecting these ones. I hope you are understanding. Okay, let's continue. Now we are going to do the report, which is our last step of the database. The instruction says use table 1 to create a report. Then our table 1 is this one. Let me read the instruction again. Use table 1 to create a report with default settings. Once the question says default settings, you are not going to do a lot of changes. You are going to concentrate only on the settings that you will find in the system. I hope you are understanding. Now I'm closing my previous table that were used when I was doing the report. Now I want to create the report. When you are creating the report, the steps are similar to the one that we were busy with, the one for the form. Also here you are going to go to create report wizard. If you can check our first page after we have clicked form wizard or report wizard are the same. Also the selecting of the fields are also the same. Only there and there that will be the changes, but the setup is the same. Now the instruction says we must use the very same fields that we used on the form. A surname and initials, address, town, and fees. Then you click next. Next again. Do you want to group? No, we don't want to group them. You go to next. Do you want to sort? No. They said we must use the default settings. We don't do any sortings here. Then you go to next. Also here the layout, we are going to work with the one that is the default settings. We don't change anything here. We go to next. Then here comes the question again. What title do you want for your report? What is the title? Change the report title to summary of members. We are going to remove table 1 and type summary of members. Then also here, if you are going to click finish while you are here, the report will take you to the print preview. You have to select modify the report so that it can take you where you have to modify the report. Then you click finish. After you have clicked finish, here is the layout of your report. If you can check the page here, it's similar to the form. The difference is that now we have changed to the report, which is written as summary of members. Okay, here is the question again. Format the report tightly in the center of the header as shown below. The tightly must, the name summary of members must be on top, then the examination number must be below. Then now I'm taking my tightly to the center. Then for me to have that a tightly will be on top, then the examination number will be below, I have to enlarge my header. Then I have to take again my tightly a little bit down so that it can be visibly, all the data will be clearly visible. Then now I'm decreasing the space so that the ID will go below. Then you have to enlarge your tightly here. You drag it downwards. This is the format. The tightly must be, yes, in the center. Then you can enlarge your space so that all data is clearly displayed. Center, you go to home, you center the weight. Okay, now the instruction says I must format the fees to be displayed as no currents. To do that, you have to have this one. Let me do like this. My part here is not being displayed. Wait a little bit. We are going there. Remember, here I'm working with 2016. So it must show me the report. Here it is. It says it must be in 0 decimal places. Now my report is in 0 decimal places, meaning I must not have the decimal places. I think now you have to continue with your report. The problem is I don't find my details here. Yes, sorry. Then design view. Here, when you are changing the fees to no decimal, you click the fees, then you go to decimal places. It must appear here on your right hand side. Then you will change the decimal places. Then let me change the font of the report heading to Kodi Start. You just select your title, then you go to the font. You just type Kodi Start. Size what? Size 14. You just put size 14. Now if you can see, my title is in 3 lines, of which is wrong, meaning I must increase the space so that the ID will be the one that is under, then the rest is in 1 line. I increase again the space. Yes, it must be like this. Okay, then now insert the logo name members from the student file folder to appear both on the left and right side of the title. Alright, now we want to insert the logos. You go to design, then you select logo. It will take you to the desktop. After the desktop, since we have already opened the student file folder, it takes us straight where there is the pictures. You select the picture, you click OK, or you can double click. Here is my logo, it's here. Now I have to drag it downwards and increase the size of the logo. They said it must appear on both sides. I have to right click, copy and paste. Even if you can paste on the right hand side, it will stay on the one that is already there. Then we have to click and drag it to the right hand side. Now my logos are appearing on both sides. I hope you are understanding. Then the next instruction wants us to resize the logo. I've already do that. Then I have to continue with other instructions. Okay, use Goody Stout size 12 black to insert the following footer in the center. Smokeless. Okay, when you want to insert something in the footer, you must first open your footer. You click here and drag it downwards. Then now I'm having the footer. For me to be able to type or to write anything in the footer, I must select this label. Then after I have selected, I have to draw here the space where I'll be writing. Then I'm typing smoke less with the exclamation mark. Smoke less with the exclamation mark. Then it must be centered. You go to home. Then before you go to home, now my alignments are not active. Why? Because I'm inside the label. I must click outside and select it. Remember, when you have selected here, you must see the orange border. Then I'll be able to put it in the center. Then I will also be able to change the font to Goody Stout size 12. Then I put a 12 here. Goody Stout. Oh, the footer wants you to highlight so that it can change here. Goody Stout, highlight it and change to Goody Stout. Then you just press enter. You select with the orange border, and also you must highlight. Do you understand? Yes. Then now I have done everything that is been required on the question paper. For you to print the report and the form, you must go to print preview. Then here in print preview, you will be able to print your report. These are the notes of creating the report. You go to create the report. You go to create report wizard. Remember, when we were creating the form, we also went to create, but here it was what? Form wizard. Now, because we are creating the report, will be report wizard. Then you select the table. You select the field. That's it, guys. That's how you must create the report. Candidate, now we have reached the end of our lesson. I hope you have understand everything since we have started with our first lesson where we were doing the structure, the table, and we also modified the table where then we came up with 2 tables. Then we also did the query, we did the form. Now our last lesson was based on the report. I hope you have understand everything. Remember, when you want to print the form, the report and the query, you must be on the print preview so that you'll be able to print your form seeing what you have done. Thank you very much. I hope you have get all the necessary information that you were supposed to get on this lesson. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. See you soon. Goodbye.